Looking to stock up on high-quality Ayurvedic herbs? I've partnered with two of my trusted sources, Kerala Ayurveda and Gary and Son, to offer you 20% off their entire range of authentic products. From classical formulas to single herbs and seasonal must-haves, these are staples I use in my own practice. Use code Ojas Oasis for Kerala Ayurveda, Ojas Oasis 20 for Gary and Son. Links are in the show notes. Supporting your healing journey just got a little bit easier. In Ayurveda, nourishment isn't only about what we take in for the body, but also what we offer the heart. That's why we're honored to share Aura Cacao, a ceremonial grade cacao we've chosen as a dharmic partner for the Ojas Oasis community. Aura Cacao supports meditation, heart-opening rituals, and moments of conscious presence. As an exclusive gift for our listeners, use Ojas Oasis 20 for 20% off, and you'll find the link in the show notes. Welcome to Ojas Oasis, the podcast where ancient wisdom meets the modern being. I'm your host, Sasha Brzezinski, Ayurvedic doctor and guide on this journey into the heart of holistic wellness. Namaste. Today, Erin and I continue our Chakra series with Anahata, meaning eternal unstruck sound. Anahata is the fourth chakra, located at the heart, which is the seat of love and compassion. It is also the location of Vishnu Granthi, the knot of Vishnu. Its element is air, color is green, planet is Venus, and Ishta Devata is Lakshmi. Having neurons and brain cells, the heart holds the highest level of electromagnetic energy, inspiration, devotion, timelessness, and joy without reason. When Anahata is in a knot, there is attachment, neediness, longing, codependency, and a me and mine mentality. Vishnu Granthi converts once Anahata is developed and stable. And then there is an energy of immense clairvoyance, deep compassion, transcendence of fear, greater kundalini rising, greater experience of pleasure, and authentic connection. Abundance is a state, and in this state all lack disappears. Anahata's base value of peace, Shanti, converts to bliss, Ananda, and then into compassion, which is really just pain held in love. The feeling of grace or knowing you are held in love only arises when Anahata is open and online. It is not only about having an abundance mindset of gratitude, but an abundant heart, and with the help of a strong spine, an open, ever-softening heart. So even when we experience personal pain, grief, sorrow, and despair, it makes us better people. When we go into deeper states within our heart, pain is not our enemy. It becomes maturity and compassion. Sensitivity is not a weakness. It is a superpower. We must simply train it, not suppress it. Let the tears come, let them flow, and be grateful for them. This allows the heart to stay safe as it expands. And remember, where there is gratitude, there is Lakshmi, abundance, and prosperity. Let's get to our chat.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. You have a red lip today.
I do. I don't know. I brought one lipstick with me, and it was just there on my counter, and I was like, it's been a while since I've worn any lipstick. So maybe like 5-6 months. So I was like, let's just see what this does for me, you know? Like,
Oh, it does. It does a lot of things.
just
When you throw on a red lip, it's a very different day.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It wakes you up.
a little zhuzh.
A little zhuzh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are you feeling? It's 8 something in the morning there.
9:15 a.m.
Wait, you're 2 hours. You're 2 hours
Mountain
behind
time.
me, right? You're not on Pacific time. Okay,
Almost.
Mountain time.
Yeah. I'm good. I went to bed at like 9 last night, but I woke up a bunch because I had a cat sleeping with me, and the cat would like to, you know how cats like to
Sleep on your head and want massages and
all that.
massage you
Yes.
and meow and yeah.
Yeah. So throughout, I was like, oh, this is going to be so fun snuggling with the cat. And then I was like, oh my God, just sleep, just sleep, and
Mhm.
then I finally kicked
Mhm.
the cat out around like 6 a.m.
Mhm.
I'm guessing that was what time it was because I still had some like, I was able to sleep a little bit after that, so
Yeah.
and my Aura Ring battery died, so I don't know how many hours total I got, but I think I'm
Yeah.
fine. I think I just have some, like, weird neck like, I pinched something in my shoulder blades or something the other day in yoga, or maybe just
Mm.
sleeping, honestly, I don't know, and, I just have been feeling really tired, and I think part of that it could be for a lot of reasons, but,
You haven't been back here very long, and,
yeah.
like, it takes a while for your circadian rhythm, I think, to catch up and
Mhm.
everything to get back on track, so give yourself that, first of all.
Thank you. Yeah. I think it's just like a lot still to integrate. And like we were just saying right before we hit the record button, you were like, oh, silence. Something about it that just is
Mhm.
so critical and it does something for us that nothing else can. And like when you're around people, it's wonderful. It's really energizing to be around people and we love people and we love the people that we love. And but being with yourself too in the silence, there's something so restorative about that, and when that time, that, like, sacred, silent time with ourselves is becoming further and farther between fewer and farther between, I should say, the balance gets thrown off, and
Totally.
you're not giving yourself what you need because there's no space to do it, and then
Uh-huh.
it just slowly everything starts feeling a lot harder than it normally
Yeah.
does, but sometimes we just gotta, like there are just times in life where you have to march, You kinda have to, like,
Mhm.
warrior through the need of the hour
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
like, know that it's not permanent and you will get your time, you will get your silence, you will get that hour of stretching, like, I'm just like, I just wanna,
Mhm.
like, stretch and some of it and I might be projecting with the next statement here because this is something that I do, but a lot of it is self-inflicted 'cause
Mm.
I over sometimes we were just talking about this last week with the Manipura and the tendency to overextend and, like,
We're
I've
yes
we're
people.
yes people, and I've been doing, like, really like, challenging yoga classes each day, not the ones where you're, like there's, like, this, like, yummy, like, forward fold for a while and then, like, a slow, you know, vertebrae by vertebrae rolling your back up. No, it was, like, lots of planks, lots of, like, bring your knee to your nose, bring your knee to your wrist, and it was, like, 3 or 4.
Pitta, pitta.
Yes, all pitta. And I didn't know because like, I'm in a place where I don't know the yoga studios, and I don't know what types of classes they do here, but I
Mhm.
was just
You don't
like,
know the teachers.
I don't know the teachers, I don't know how they're gonna so I just show up and I'm like, "Oh, shit, these are gonna all be
Yeah.
okay." But then you're like, "I'm up for it, let's see how strong I am," And yeah, so some of it's not like, totally intentional, but some of it you're like, I could have just stretched at home and, like, made sure that I had, like, a very restorative yoga practice today, but
Do your own thing.
instead I went to, like, a core power and sweat a lot and felt
Mhm.
and it's already like, being in the mountains, you're already a little bit dehydrated, so you need to drink more
Yeah.
water, and I haven't been, like, allotting for that for whatever reason. So
This is a tangent for sure. Chia seeds. Did you talk to Matt about the chia seeds thing when he was here? You know
y
how he drinks them every day?
yeah.
Do you have thoughts, opinions on that or not? Because I started
So
to.
they retain water, the chia seeds,
Yes.
and,
The hydration made me think of it, which is why.
they don't make you feel bloated?
No. I've kind of been easing into it, and I've, like, forgotten a couple days too, but I've done a tablespoon
Mhm.
and then a tablespoon and a half, and I think I've done 2 tablespoons a few times, and I'm talking about just putting it in water, letting it sit for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something, and then drinking it over the course of what usually takes me like an hour because
Mhm.
I'm slow. But I haven't noticed anything different, but I also haven't been super consistent with it. But Matt has for like, I don't know, a year now, or 2. I don't even know. But the idea is for hydration. But I don't know if you have thoughts on chia in general.
So like dry raw seeds are astringent and they're vata aggravating. But when you soak something, it changes it.
Right.
So
It's very gelatinous.
yeah. So
and
then it
soft
changes it. So that, yeah, I think soaked chia seeds are probably wonderful for fiber. And yeah, fiber is what comes to mind. Do they have protein too? The seeds?
I really don't know. I
Probably.
kind of blindly followed him
Mm-hmm.
because Matt researches things like crazy, as you probably know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I trust you on this. And
Yeah.
whether we have different bodies, of course, so we have different needs. But when it comes to the research, he's done it. Anyway.
I was talking about this a little bit on Instagram the other day. I went on and my stories and I was like, I had some thoughts. Like I had some thoughts on it being the last week of January and like how it's always just so weird. Every year I feel this way. Every single year I'm like, wait, January's over and then February is the shortest month and then I'm like, and then it's spring and there's always just this interesting relationship with time at the beginning of the year where it just feels like, wait a minute. We were just in 2024. Now we're like really getting into the year. And January, in my opinion, January and February just fly. So
I feel like I don't even know who I was in 2024.
Hey y'all, Sasha here for a quick pause. One of the biggest misconceptions about Ayurveda is that there are universal answers. There aren't. The core principles are universal, yet two people can struggle with the exact same symptom and need completely different recommendations based on their constitution, lifestyle, and current state of balance. That's why personalized guidance can be so valuable. If you've been enjoying the podcast and want support applying these teachings to your own life, I offer a 30-minute Ayurvedic strategy session where we can explore your unique situation and discuss what working together might look like. You'll find the booking link in the show notes. Now, let's get back to the episode. Yeah.
Like that seems like
a million years ago. And there's all these like goals we have like visions and things that we hold during December, but then there's also this element of like it being winter and you're hibernating and your energy, you kind of want to like be inside and you want to rest a bit. You want to like winter a little bit and hibernate. And so I think that's also really important to honor that and not burn out totally by the time you get to February or March because you're like going against what nature wants you to do this time of year, which is kind of like ease in, slowly ease into the year versus come out guns blazing. You're in the gym every day. Like,
trying to hit your goals.
Yeah. You're, 5 a.m., wake up and do the cold plunge, and which is wonderful for the people out there that are doing that. But I think it's just
balance it.
Balancing. Yeah. And
balance that with making sure that you're getting that restful hibernation time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still sometimes I still find myself justifying the non-doing sometimes, like the resting and like sitting, and I'm like in a room, I'm like, oh my God, this feels like too luxurious to be like sitting here and like not working on something.
Non-productive. It's that definition of productive. What does that mean? And productivity has different outcomes and different KPIs this is what my mind goes to, like metrics, right? It's like productive in terms of money making, productive in terms of health, productive in terms of what? There's all these different goals that productivity can mean, but it's very
up.
Yeah. What did I do for the honestly hour and a half, 2 hours? I have just been cleaning my home. Is that productive? In what way? Towards what goal? Right. So, but these are the things and of course, Pitta Vatas like us, we sit down and we're like looking around, like, could I be doing? What should I be doing? And then you're like, meditating is good. And then you're like, but I gotta,
but all the things I have to do.
It's so hard. It's really, really hard. Yeah.
Meditating is always good.
I went to,
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I went to a great yoga class yesterday at St. Mark's with Matt. Lombardo teaching, which he's just for New Yorkers listening, go to his class. He's great. St. Mark's is great. Him and his crazy jokes and stories and stuff. But he had we did great meditations yesterday, or a great meditation yesterday. And he had this really nice visual that I liked about being this like rock, or this just being yourself, I think, but just imagining with each breath, like you're in the water and you're slowly floating down to the ground, to the ocean floor, and the water and all the things, the kelp and the fish and everything around you are your thoughts, and imagining, and eventually you are the ground, and not just sitting on the ground, but you're the ground and the things, and that's separate than the water and the things flowing around you, and you can see it and you can feel it, but you're separate. It's a really, really nice meditation, and there was breath to go along with it too, but that I could do. I have a really hard time sitting and meditating generally at home or by myself in any way, but I thought that was effective. And pairing it with breath helps. Eventually then the breath kind of fades, and then there's just like a non-thinking about the breath. But yeah, it was cool.
That sounds
Anyway, I had to
heavenly.
share.
I was kind of going there with you as you were explaining it. I was like, wow.
It was a really nice, I'm sure I've heard that before, but I'm like, why not think about your thoughts and things as if it is water around you and you're submersed underwater and you're like slowly getting heavier with each breath. And then eventually it's just like, you are the ground, you are the thing. And it's all water over you.
That reminds me a lot of Vedic meditation,
Mm.
which is really transcendental meditation. It's just two different brands of the same technique. They trademarked TM, and then anyone who wanted to teach it differently couldn't use TM, or like,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or if they weren't part of the organization, they couldn't teach it with the TM. So they had to come up with a different name so they wouldn't get sued, basically. But it's the same technique. And Tom Knowles is the name of the guy who started that, or coined that term, Vedic meditation. And actually Jeff, who I interviewed a couple days ago, Jeff Rep, who's going to be in the next, whenever that episode comes out, he's
Monday.
lovely. Oh, next Monday. He's lovely, and he studied under Tom Knowles, and he teaches Vedic meditation, and it's, a lot of it is getting, you do actually start feeling like you're sinking to the bottom of the ocean floor as you repeat this one bija mantra, which is given to you by your meditation teacher in person. And it's a secret. You're not, and it's not a secret because it's like an actual secret. It's just a secret because it's a very deeply, it's such a personal practice, and it's like a way of keeping something to yourself that's private, and it's a way of just making it more
sacred.
Yeah, it protects that sound so that sound lives within you, versus we talking about it, and you're actually not even supposed to say the mantra out loud ever. It's only in your head, which is really beautiful. But the way that you first learn it is you and your teacher out loud do start saying it out loud, loudly. And then you slowly soften it, and you slowly get quieter, and you keep repeating it, and then it drops, and then it's all in your living. The sound is just reverberating in your mind. And then you really do start to feel like you're sinking into the ocean.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like, and your consciousness is going deeper, and then you can just see all your thoughts on the surface of the ocean, just like just floating away.
Right.
It's so
That's
peaceful.
so cool. I love that. Yeah, I know a lot of people, several people that have done TM or gone through the process. I don't. Yeah. I guess, but I myself know nothing about it at all.
I love it.
So
I love it. It's,
yeah. Oh, I know I would.
It's a life-changing practice.
Yeah. Well, okay. So let's dive into what we're going to talk about today, and just to recap where we're at with the whole chakra system. We've already discussed the first, second, and third. So today's the fourth. So we've talked about the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, which are
Muladhara,
right?
then Svadhisthana.
Manipura. Svadhisthana, damn it. Okay.
Then Manipura, and today's Anahata.
Yes. There we go. Okay, great. So kick us off.
So Anahata, the word Anahata means unstruck sound, which is so beautiful. I mean, it's
Unstruck sound?
Unstruck sound.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What does that even mean?
I know.
Let's.
It's well, it's up for interpretation, but it's
Yeah.
so that's why we have so many books of commentaries on the meanings of these words. But it literally means like the eternal unstruck sound. And it's the seat of the one thing that is eternal. So before there was anything, there was this, and after everything's gone, there will still be this. And that's an original Sasha interpretation. So I'm sure there's many ways of saying it, but many things are temporary and transient and superficial. But that which lives in this energetic center, the heart chakra, this is the seat of love and compassion. And I also feel like, we were talking about the gut brain axis last week. And, in regard to the Manipura, because the Manipura is located in the solar plexus, and there's a bunch of, important nerves that connect to our brain and our nervous system, and a lot of things that science is finally affirming that the Vedas were saying many thousands of years ago. But, we know that like when we have to make important decisions in our lives, we know that our gut usually is the thing that is telling us whether or not to do something. But I often find that the heart gets kind of underestimated in terms of its ability to clarify exactly what it is we're supposed to do.
To make decisions.
That term, follow your heart.
Follow your heart, follow your gut.
Follow your gut.
Are different things.
Trust your gut. Trust your gut and follow your heart, right? Those are like the American kind of mantras for us. But if we go deeper, because those things can get diluted, the thing is that wisdom does get diluted, especially when, we don't spend time reflecting on the meanings of these things. When we just live in the material and we don't nourish the spiritual and we don't reconnect with the meanings of these words, and unstruck sound can be, for something to be unstruck, it's like untouched. It's something that cannot be changed, something that will outlive us. So there's something that resides within our heart. In English, we say love is the ultimate thing in the world. Like it's the most powerful thing in the universe, and it's a very mysterious thing. And we still have a difficult time defining that word. And there are many, in other languages, there are many different words for love, depending on the context. But for us in English, love is love is love. So we say, like I say, I love you, Erin. I also say, I love red lipstick. And I also say, I love cats. And I also say, I love listeners that are listening to this. And I say, I love lemon water. So, but there's no specific. So, but with Anahata, in this language, in the Sanskrit language, it's much deeper. So this is why we have, like I was saying, like there's the Bhagavad Gita, and there's so many different published commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita, because we're not merely translating Sanskrit, we're interpreting.
It's not one-to-one.
It's not just, it's completely dependent on the consciousness of the person interpreting what this means. So but Anahata is the heart chakra, and of course it resides in the heart. It's the seat of love and compassion. I would also say it's the seat of consciousness itself. So consciousness does not, contrary to what most might, just assume, they think, oh, consciousness is in the mind or it's in the gut. No, it's actually the heart. The heart is actually the most pure consciousness that there is. It's also the location of what's called the Vishnu Granthi, or the knot of Vishnu. Vishnu is known, he's one of the three main gods. There's Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva.
Vishnu's the preserver of the universe.
He is the preserver. Yeah. And Brahma's the creator and Shiva's the destroyer.
Yes.
Yeah. So
That's the Trimurti.
yes, exactly. So the heart is the center of circulation for the body. And it's also the location of Vyana Vayu. It's the subdosha of Vata that is in charge of circulating not only our blood, but all the nutrients throughout our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And the warmth, right? Like some people who get Raynaud's syndrome, I think that I'm pronouncing that right. Raynaud's, when the blood doesn't get to the tips of their fingers or their toes and they turn blue. So that is a circulation issue. A lot of times people that just are always cold or are very sensitive to temperature, it's a circulation issue. Or, another one is when people are only gaining weight in a certain area of their body and there's like a disproportionate weight distribution, that's also a circulation issue because weight should be distributed evenly, whether it's muscle or fat, whatever it may be. So circulation really is a very important concept from a physiological standpoint. And then from like an energetic and more subtle standpoint, it is really important that we are able to turn kind of a really good example of this. The Vishnu Granthi is like sorrow or grief or loss.
Okay.
That is the hardest for human beings, actually. That's the hardest emotion for us.
Mm-hmm.
And, when something that we love is taken away, it enters our heart and it creates despair. It creates a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. And it's really important that as that energy starts to get digested through the heart, those emotional imprints, that it doesn't poison us, that it doesn't turn into darkness, and that it doesn't change us into people that are not able to have an open heart. So that heart wants to close once it feels pain because it's trying to protect itself.
Sure.
But it's really important that we are able to keep living with an open heart. And that's what connects us to one another. That's what enables us to have compassion for other people, compassion for ourselves, and connect with our true self through the heart. But, many people go through life and they subconsciously build these walls around the heart because they don't think that they can handle the pain coming in, and they're afraid of what might calcify in the process of, or what might darken
right
in that process. But it's just that we don't tap into our true capacity to alchemize all those feelings, and we're terrified of sitting with those feelings and with the process of turning that into something that actually could deepen our capacity to love and deepen our capacity to like experience life and appreciate life and gratitude and all those beautiful, beautiful, deeper textures of the human experience. People with Scorpio, by the way, since I don't know, I know in Western you're Scorpio and in Vedic I'm Scorpio moon. And those are the people, Scorpios are known for being like the deepest feelers. I say that. Yes, confirm. Which is actually a beautiful thing. I had a session with a patient the other day. I know she's a Scorpio. And she's going through it. And I'm like, just know that this is your superpower.
Yeah.
Like, you need to know that. You need to know how strong it is to be able to feel this deeply, and that not many people have the courage to do it or have the capacity to do it. And the fact that you're able to have access to these places, it's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Incredibly powerful.
Yes. It's a valuable asset for sure.
It is.
Gosh, you said so many wonderful things. I don't even know how to add to it. I really don't. I'm like, I have no notes. So thank you for that introduction. I guess a question or maybe a next phase, and this might be hard to answer, but that process of alchemizing that pain and what you don't want to, I don't want to say don't want to sit with, but what it can be hurt to sit with. How do we, what are practices or how can we work on like the Ojas of our heart, right? How do we bring it back into balance? What are practices? I mean, this always is what we kind of come back to, is like, okay, we talk about the thing and then we're like, okay, well, what do we do about it? How can we actually bring it into balance? And maybe what might be helpful, and I don't mean to throw out several things here, but it might be helpful to talk about what it looks like when it's in or out of balance, and then talk about how to solve for those imbalances in real life. So maybe we can start with that.
It's funny. My first place always goes to knowledge. Like that first question you asked is like, how do we, like, what are the practical things? And before I get into like specific yoga postures or specific like mantras or specific
actions,
I really want to start with discerning and getting into like that, what that knot can look like. And the difference between love and detachment,
Sure.
love and neediness, love and codependency, love and possessiveness. It's different, right? And one can turn into the other very, very easily if we aren't conscious of it or practicing letting go of our grip of the things that we love. And a really, well, and then of course they go to like donate things, get rid of stuff, clean your closets out, get rid of things even that you feel like, oh shit, but I spent a lot on that. I barely wore it, but you didn't wear it and it's been 5 years. So like donate it, and someone's going to really put so much love into that thing and wear it all the time. What's really funny too, this is like a short tangent, is like going gift shopping for somebody. And then like, what's funny is like, you really like the gift and you yourself are like, damn it, I kind of want to keep it. That's a really good moment. That's like a really good moment of practicing this concept of attachment and love. Like actually the thing that's going to make you feel even better is giving the gift. It's going to feel better than keeping it.
Yes.
We run into these types of moments all the time, or like there's like one bite of that, your favorite cake in the fridge, and who's going to get it, right? In the family or whatever.
Always me.
Yeah. Like
I'm so greedy when it comes to that. And that's like, are you not sharing? Like, absolutely not. So, very sorry. I thought by now it's assumed that I'm like 90% and he's 10% of whatever dessert we have. Anyway, it's a practice.
Well, it's a practice. Maybe next time it'll be 80-20,
Anyway.
But yeah, that knot, we want to undo the knot. That's what all of this is. Like there's a lot of knots in us. There's a lot of samskaras. There's a lot of patterns. There's just a lot of accumulated false knowledge or like behaviors that actually aren't serving us, but that are just kind of like living there without us realizing like, actually, that's not cool. So yeah, loosening that knot is doing the thing that is opposite of sometimes what we want to do, but what we know is the right thing to do.
Right.
And like vulnerability is another really good example of this. And intimacy is a really specific form of vulnerability, but they're
100%.
very scary kind of places to go sometimes.
Yes, there's exposure involved.
Exposure and rawness and realness. And of course, we don't have to go, you don't have to live in that all day, every day. But when there's like the right time to open that up, you have to be willing to do that. And it might be really uncomfortable. And you got to kind of like consciously know that it's an important part of the process of getting to the other side of what outcome is desired. Like, so if that is deeper connection with someone or something, then there's that, okay, like I'm going to have to show you this fear of mine, or you're going to have to really see me in a place of what I would not call my strongest side or my most glamorous, together, on top of its side. This going to be a little bit messier. So I'm going to have to it's like being seen in bad lighting, quote unquote, like,
right.
Or like an angle, like a photo of yourself from an angle that you're like, oh, it's like my worst angle, just like, but we have to kind of like be at all of it, and that's actually how we are able to
fully receive love when we're able to fully reveal ourselves. And then we feel truly, okay, you really do love me. You love all of it, not just the good sides and the good lighting on my best day when I'm feeling really great about myself.
Right.
So,
Right.
so those are just some like deeper seeds I feel like that are important to plant before we get into
Sure.
heart opening postures in yoga. Like, so we practice in yoga, we do these restorative classes. Sometimes we put a block under us, like, along our spine, and then it's like this heart opening thing where we put our feet together, the soles of our feet together, and we let our knees go wide. This is Baddha
Supta
Konasana?
Baddha Konasana
Supta
is what
Baddha
you're
Konasana.
talking.
Yeah, so you're supta. So you're laying down and it's sort of like butterflying your legs open, but you're propped up by a block underneath I want to say your cervical spine.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just letting your arms and your shoulders open and fall on the floor, by your sides.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just resting in this position where your heart is above the rest of your body, and it's just opening, and you're breathing, and
Right.
you can really slow your breath and deepen your breath and feel your belly rise and fall. And something like that is just really powerful. If you sit in that pose for like 5 minutes and then you take that block up from underneath you, you feel something shifted.
Yes. That is, I mean, if we talk a little bit about heart openers, and I know this feels like a very tactical, tangible, like gross body thing, the impact of those heart opening postures, you feel it can, if you're sad, if you've ever had like a sad girl yoga class and you go and you do heart openers, it like hurts coming out of you, like feeling that. And I'm not talking, I guess, on a physical level, but it's you feel the processing of the emotions, the thing that is the knot. You feel the knot coming undone, or you feel that stretching out of it, and you're like, it can be hard to move through, but you feel the progress. Just doing things like, I mean, up dog when you're having a sad day, it's like you're like, oh my god, you feel it cracking open. You feel the knot coming undone a bit, but it can hurt, but it's really effective in helping those feelings that you're sitting with to move through and digest.
Yeah, there's an intelligence to these yoga postures. It's not just a bunch of poses to get
It's not just biceps and quads.
No, it's not just biceps and quads and abs. It's like there's an intelligence to the way that this is designed, and it's, of course, it's through the physical body, but it's going into the subtle body. Yoga is all of the bodies. We talked about the koshas, the five layers, and yoga gets to every single one. It pierces
Certainly can.
the veil. It can. Yeah. The more you practice it, the quicker you can pierce through all of that stuff, and by the end you just have this incredible clarity, which is such a gift. But heart openers, hip openers, what else in yoga?
And when we talk about heart openers, just to be clear, that is, just think of anything where you are rolling your shoulders back and you're broadening across the collarbones. And that act of kind of just sticking your chest out, that's what we mean. When you're doing cat-cow pose, right? If you're doing cat, that's when you're really rounding your back. And when you're doing cow, you roll the shoulders back, look up, arch the spine. Or think of cobra pose is a really easy one to think about, or upward facing dog, where you've got those, think of your shoulder blades touching behind your back. So just for clarity.
I like the wide-legged forward fold where you interlace your fingers and you put them over your head. You can like really open up everything in that.
Well, anything where you're taking your hands behind your back and grasping your fingers together, your hands together. If you can bring your palms together at your wrists together, anything where you do that, that's forcing that openness in the heart and the chest and the collarbones.
Yep.
So
bridge.
Bridge. Yeah, for sure. Bridge is another one too. It's not, well, yeah, bridge is another one where I really like putting a block under my sacrum and doing a supported bridge. And that allows for opening in the hips as well. But then you get more access to open up your chest. It creates more space to do that. So that's good.
I love it.
Block.
And the language of like how we're describing all of these like the cues and going deeper into like what that block represents, which is like support. It's supporting you to open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this whole practice is supporting you to undo these knots. It's really, really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this is why we have a yoga and Ayurveda podcast, because we love this. It's
Yeah.
life changing.
So aside from yoga, let's
Aside
talk
from-
about other ways to work on that imbalance of the heart,
Mhm.
right? I don't know if we want to talk about, I mean, does it, what does it look like if you have a depleted heart chakra versus one that's in excess? What's the different, what does that spectrum look like?
So, attachment, neediness, longing, codependency, me and mine mentality is when that knot in the heart chakra is really tight and blocking you from experiencing real love and real
Mm-hmm.
compassion and real gratitude
Mm-hmm.
and connection to your deeper self. When it's balanced, there's clairvoyance, deep compassion,
Mm-hmm.
transcendence of fear, greater kundalini rising. Kundalini is that dormant energy at the base of the spine that is basically it's like you can think of it as it's more than your sexual energy, but it's your capacity to experience pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's incredibly electrifying and enlivening. There's a lot of prana in that. So you can
Mm-hmm.
experience more sexual pleasure through the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thunk, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Right.
of course, like when your heart's open, you can experience deeper pleasure
Mm-hmm.
and authentic connection. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah, that's what it looks like when the knot is undone. And you can feel it when you're in the presence of someone with a really open heart. You just
Mm-hmm.
feel like when you give them a hug, you're like, "Oh my gosh, what is this? This is a different type of hug."
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, hugging is one practice that's so simple
Yes.
that the way in which we hug, and are you making eye contact with people? Are
Mm-hmm.
you like really putting your both arms around the person?
Mm-hmm.
And they say something like, I think there was a study done where you're only able to get the oxytocin from a hug if you hold it, or like maybe that's a kiss.
It's
But
like 6 seconds or something.
yeah, you need
Mm-hmm.
6 seconds. Like
Mm-hmm.
hold it, don't be so quick to just, like when you see your friend that you haven't seen in a long time, like give them like I hope I gave you like
Oh my gosh, you
a
do. And
real
Miranda,
yeah.
I no offense to anybody else, but Miranda Sanchez Gurian, shout out, best hugger on this planet for sure. Just they're so good.
Oh.
She's got their hands. I don't know. It's just so good. But you know what it is? It's intimacy. Because I'm like, well, what muscle are you flexing when you do that? When you are truly hugging somebody versus pat on the shoulder to somebody you barely know. That's intimacy. Holding somebody's body with your body for 6 seconds plus, that's intimacy. That's vulnerability, right?
Yes.
And that's a way to, you feel that in your heart. You do. And that's a way I think of flexing. I think what I was maybe trying to ask, which we could talk more about now, and like you said, hugging is one example, but aside from yoga, if you're like, oh, my partner, I cannot get them to open up. I can't get through to their heart. I can't, whatever it is. Imagine a scenario like that. Them doing up dog every day will help, but what else, right? How else can we practice? I mean, and what's coming to mind is compassion. How do we practice compassion? How do we practice accessing that heart?
Eye gazing is another one, and it makes people so uncomfortable.
I am so bad at it.
Yeah, no, me too, actually, to be honest. It's really, I can do it because I can do hard things, but like I do not enjoy. I'm
I
like,
don't enjoy eye contact.
okay, this, yeah, like I'm having
don't.
so much internal
Ooh.
conflict with the practice, but that's why we need to do it.
Oh God, you're right. And we are so bad at it now that we are just so attached to our phones and our computers and things and have generally less interaction with humans on a day-to-day basis as a result of digital socialization. But eye contact, man, whew, that's a good one.
And I like to think also, since the heart is in charge of circulation and we love breath work so much on this podcast. We talk about breathing a lot. How about imagining we're sending love to our body as we inhale, right? Like we're visualizing our heart. There's so many creative ways of getting deeper into the heart
Mm-hmm.
just with intention. Like I want to feel my heart opening like a lotus flower, blooming with one petal at a time, like blossoming, and then just slowly like melt that. Like there can be
Mm-hmm.
an ease with the opening of the heart.
I like that blooming
Mm-hmm.
verb. That's a great visualization for untying a knot,
Mm-hmm.
right? Something going from tight to open is
Mm-hmm.
blooming or blossoming. It's a great cue.
There's a Kriya actually, I think, called lotus blooming, or yeah, blooming lotus, I think it's called blooming lotus, where you just put your hands together like in this, you're making space as if you're cupping your hands together as if you're holding an actual flower in your heart
Mm-hmm.
or in your
In your
hands, and you're lifting it above your head, and then you're separating the hands and letting the hands sort of like flow in this really organic movement, like undulating downward.
Mm-hmm.
And then you do it again, and you go from the heart, you cup your hands at the heart, you lift them above your head again,
Mm-hmm.
and then you do it again. And you can do it with your eyes open or closed. I like to do closed because there's like this visualization of what is happening. You're taking your heart, you're opening it,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
you're letting it bloom.
That feels like Tai Chi or Qigong or something where you're cupping energy. And maybe I'm using the wrong. Maybe those aren't the right practices. But I'm that move, cupping, holding energy and moving it with subtle movements, and I like that a lot.
It's
That's
totally
mm-hmm.
the same. Chi
Mm-hmm.
and prana are the same
Yeah.
thing. They're
Yeah.
just two different words of the same thing. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
absolutely that practice to me is like so beautiful. Just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then afterward, after you're done with the practice, just having like this micro bend in your knees and your palms facing up at your hips, and just being receptive to what you were just absorbing and
Mm-hmm.
what you were releasing, and just again staying open. I think the key word of Anahata, balancing Anahata, is openness.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, like even the way that we hunch our shoulders and being on our phones, being on our devices, our chest is becoming like
Concave.
concave and trapped. Like
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize that energetically our bodies, like the way that we hold our shoulders and our neck and our head and just the alignment of our physicality is impacting our
Mm-hmm.
emotional body as well.
Truly.
Because
even
yeah.
think about, sorry to interrupt, this time of year in the winter, we're cold, we're protecting ourselves, we're huddling. I mean, you'll start to hear all the yoga teachers, not just because it's Valentine's Day in February, but many teachers will be doing heart opening stuff in the winter or the colder months to counter the hibernation that we're doing, which tends to take this tucked in shape, curling up in a blanket, right? Or yes, us working on our computers. And I mean, that's kind of a yearly thing, but just as protection from the cold, the way we wear our coats, the way we're huddled together waiting for the subway or whatever. A lot of heart opening stuff just to combat the natural physical tendencies of it being winter where we are.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah. So like everyday posture.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Just
As you said that, I rolled my shoulders.
I know, me
back.
too. I'm also like, oh, okay,
Posture what?
draw the shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
in toward the spine.
Mm-hmm.
That and like keeping the chin parallel, like not just,
Mm-hmm.
like just
Chin up.
Chin up. Yeah.
It's exposure, isn't it?
Yes.
It's crazy when you think about it in that way. You do feel like, I feel there's vulnerability there.
Yes.
Something I want to talk about a little bit too, and I know we're approaching time here, but something I want to talk about, just again, the practices of intimacy, of vulnerability. I'm going back to that concrete example of, I can't get my partner to open up, or I feel a lack of connection there, or I wish I could just ways to practice intimacy and vulnerability and connection. I mean, like talking, saying things out loud, having a therapist where you practice sharing your truth with people or somebody. That, I think that's a great practice. Not necessarily that it has to be a therapist, but if you have anybody you can just have honest conversations with and talk about your own thoughts and feelings with, that's good practice, I think.
I have so many notes on this.
I'm sure you do.
We might go over just by a few minutes.
That's fine.
One thing I want to say is that we have to train our sensitivity, not suppress it. So remember when I was saying Scorpios, they feel deeply, they have a lot of capacity to feel, they have a lot of sensitivity, but that sensitivity enables unity and connection, which is what everyone's really desiring and craving and not sure of how to get there. And Scorpios can do it. And this is not just Scorpios, like Pisces and Cancers. Also, they're also water signs. Scorpios are just like the deepest one in the whole zodiac. So I just like to give them love because there's also this connotation to Scorpios that I think is highly misunderstood. And I want to really bring light to this awareness that depth is actually like the highest expression of Anahata chakra. It's the highest expression to feel unified with all that is, to be able to have empathy and compassion for others is the highest expression of the heart. So it's beautiful, and we need to nurture that, but we need to train it. And you were just saying talk therapy, journaling is another one, connecting with yourself. Sometimes connecting to your own inner guru, right? Your own inner knowing.
Yes. Getting something out of your body and onto a page, whether you're saying the words out loud to somebody else or not, just getting the thing outside of your head or your heart and putting it somewhere else, that's an act of vulnerability and expression
100%.
and openness.
Turning it into art, making something from it, whether it's like pottery or drawing or painting or whatever, just something with your hands, any expression. Yeah, that's all from the heart. All the beautiful art that we love, sculpture, music, all comes from the heart.
So you say train your sensitivity. Talk more about that.
I know. Isn't that so good?
Yeah. How do we train our sensitivity? How is it something we harness and practice and become aware of in the first place? Like, how do we tackle that?
I have a lot of notes on this. So first of all, to have an open heart, you need a strong spine. So something has to be, your sensitivity has to be grounded and rooted and stable. You have to be able to understand, like think about it, even from like a physical standpoint, to open your heart, the spine has to be,
your pelvis has to be in the right place. And
exactly. So something has to be anchoring you in a place of strength for you to be able to be vulnerable and feel safe, because something is supporting you underneath that.
Which makes sense given we've talked about 3 other chakras before this. When you think about pyramids, the hierarchy of needs, all of these psychological models, all of these things are all, in order to be vulnerable and express this part of yourself, the other 3 things are foundational.
That's why we went in this order. So Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, those are all locked in. Now you feel safer to open. And you also, it's important to know that you become your circle. So the people that you're hanging out with, if they're not aligning with what you value, there's going to be a lot of internal conflict, and a lot of that sensitivity is not going to be nurtured or respected. Does that make sense?
Yes, normalized. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like one example was, gosh, I wasn't going to mention this today, but with the election that we just had, there were some really, really sensitive issues on both sides. And for me, one of my main ones was, because I'm Jewish, I was really afraid that anti-Semitism was going to get out of control again, because it does throughout history. And I had that personal kind of stake in the game, whereas other people who, they were more concerned about, what about immigration and illegal, people that are, all they're just so many valid sensitivity points
Yes.
in this game of politics that we're all begrudgingly having to play or
Mhm.
be a part of or
Mhm.
participate in, even if it's just mildly participating in. But like, if we're not able to have these conversations around what we're feeling
Mhm.
and why we're doing what we're doing or voting how we're voting, or
Mhm.
that's not a good sign of a strong heart chakra as a nation. Really, truly having the word united in the name of our country, United States of America. Like,
Mhm.
we need to have the conversations where we realize, what are people feeling? Because a lot
Yes.
of these political topics are actually emotionally driven topics.
100%. They're painful to discuss with other
Painful.
people. It's
Yes.
painful. The
Yes.
conversations are painful. That's the only word I can use. And
Yes.
I do not want to discuss American politics right now.
No. No,
But
no, no. There's no need. It's
there's no
more
need,
just
but I
the
know exactly
overarching
what you're saying.
idea.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just the idea of like being in a, because I'm mentioning ways of training sensitivity, and
Yes.
if if we're not able to train our sensitivity in our own community, like whatever our friend group or our family,
Mhm.
our small circle around us, like our little bubble of people that we talk to regularly, that's the training ground for it, really.
100%. You know what, just sorry, I
Yeah,
just had a
go ahead.
thought. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wrote down challenging conversations, practicing those in a safe space, in a
Yeah.
safe place, right? And we were
Mhm.
texting a little bit about this. I was like, well, if you can't talk about hard things with the people you love or your friends or your family, who can you talk about them with? And I think that is actually a really great way to, I mean, to practice anything. Like doing reps, you need to get reps in and do it
Mhm.
with low weight. You would be the safest person for me to talk
Yeah.
to about a conflict or a difference in, what a safe space. Somebody, your parents, gosh, so many of our parents, I mean, well, parents aren't the easiest to talk to. Whatever. Think of somebody that you
They're
can,
biased because they have an
yeah,
outcome in mind for you
yeah.
always
And we
that they
have
think is the
bias
best.
against whatever.
Yes.
We've all got baggage with
Uh-huh.
parents. Anyway. But I'm thinking generally about safe people to practice having hard conversations with. Your friends, you're going to have disagreements all the time. I
Mhm.
mean, practice talking it out instead of walking away. The thing that's hard is, and again, I don't really want to go too far down into it with the political stuff though, because they are painful. I think sometimes we do tend to cut each other off when it comes to political conversations. I think frankly, just because it's too painful to go to
Yeah.
those places
Yeah.
sometimes with people that you care
That's the
about. You're like,
knot.
it hurts me that you, whatever, that you think different, feel differently, support what different things like that.
Mhm.
It triggers there's such deep triggers,
Yes.
ancestral triggers, things that have lived inside us for
Mhm.
ages, that our parents have taught us, that our families have gone through, that are whatever. There's so many, it's so deep that it is really hard to go there with people, even the ones, especially the ones you love. But if you can just practice tiny bits of debate, or compassionate conversation when there's a disagreement, we've got to be able to put those reps in to be able to bridge connections between strangers, our neighbors, the people in this country. There's millions and millions of us in this one place all trying to get along and advance humanity and the livelihood of our planet and all species to come. So
Mhm.
we've got a lot of work to do.
Yes.
And that might seem like a daunting task, but start with your safe circle, I guess.
Right. And sometimes it may seem easier to just avoid the conversation. And
Yes.
maybe for a while it is, but here's the thing, the knot will stay there
Right.
and it will get more and more and more difficult to undo that knot or
Mhm.
open
Mhm.
or bloom the lotus of the heart. And what happens is we start to feel more and more disconnected from one another. The longer we take to have the conversation, we feel we're like adrift. We're like,
Mhm.
and then we just start having this narrative of like separateness.
Yes.
But the thing is that we're all on this tiny little blue marble floating around in the middle of only God knows where. And we're very, 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 very much receptive to one another's pain. So it's kind of this inevitable thing where we all that really is needed, really, and it doesn't have to be a complicated thing, just willing participants that are willing to listen and understand one another. And that's it. You
Listening.
can, by the way, and you can still disagree on the outcome of who you vote for, or you can still
Sure.
disagree on, okay, we all want to get what Erin was just saying. We all want to evolve the species, protect the planet. Some of us just disagree on the means in which to get there.
Execution. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's also part of being on any team that you'll ever be on, ever, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you live in a tiny bubble that you never go outside of that, and you want to think that everyone just agrees with you or should agree with you. But when you, again, like we talk about traveling all the time, going to different cultures,
Mm-hmm.
they've got all different kinds of ideas of
Mm-hmm.
how to do it, how to live
Mm-hmm.
this life, and none of
Mm-hmm.
them are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Those cultures have been keeping their traditions alive for many thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still a pretty young country. Like we are relatively,
We're a young
we're going,
species.
we are.
Might I
And
just
that too.
that too. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut off your thought.
No, it's true. It's true. So I've got all these notes in front of me on ways to do this, but like, I think it's the message that I want to kind of like really shoot home here is the beginning of unity is bringing the Anahata chakra online.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of unity. We can't have a United States, or we can't have a united people, and we can't feel that connection to one another's heart and authentic, that authentic feeling of connection to one another,
Mm-hmm.
if our heart chakra is not being, if we're not at least doing these initial practices to train ourselves to do it. And
Yeah.
there's many there's many opportunities to do this in our day-to-day lives. It doesn't have to be like this one big dramatic intervention. It can be
Mm-hmm.
as simple as, like we were saying, holding the hug a little longer, having the eye contact,
Mm-hmm.
being willing to listen, I think, is a big one to someone who disagrees with you. It's so wonderful when we give each other the grace. Like let's just say like a Democrat and a Republican in one room, total opposite ends of the extreme, just in a room together, just listening and having like a really compassionate conversation
Right.
is my idea of heaven on earth right now. I just really want that for us. So
The listening is the key thing. That's the thing. We have all gotten really good at talking. We all have a million platforms to do it. Here we are with a podcast, just like a million other people. We have social media. We can tweet. We can do all, we love to talk. Listening is the part that we've really got to work on. Right. And something I wrote down too, as you were talking, was curiosity. Like it starts with curiosity. It is so different for somebody to ask, why did you do that? Versus, why'd you do that? When you approach things from a place of curiosity, if you were like, how'd you arrive at that? How'd you show me your work? Right?
yes.
How'd you
get there?
How'd you get there?
Yeah.
Right? I'm getting a different answer when I do my equation. How'd you arrive at this point?
Yes.
But not in a
judgmental way,
condescending,
or like a prejudgment.
Your math is wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Accepting the possibility that there is a chance that you, I don't want to say are wrong, but that there is something to be learned there, that there is, well, yes, I guess a possibility that you're wrong, but just approaching it from that curiosity. And I think to be curious which is honestly just asking why or how, or tell me more, right? These are things you can easily practice in daily conversation. It doesn't even have to be a conflicting one, or one that's challenging or difficult. Like, oh, hey, nice artwork that you drew, Billy. Tell me more about this. Like just practicing having engaging conversations
Right.
where you are connecting with somebody. It doesn't even have to be a hard one, like a difficult one. That will prepare you for how to have difficult conversations when you can just learn how to have a conversation in the first place, right?
Yes.
If you can just practice listening and asking questions, that is an easy practice for us all to do. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Not even like let's talk politics. Like, I don't just ask somebody about their day and then continue to actually give a shit about the rest of the conversation.
There you go. Training sensitivity 101. Listening. And being curious and asking questions from that place of genuine innocence. Like innocence of the innocence of curiosity of, I genuinely want to understand how you got to this logic. Like let's explore this logic and see if it holds sound when we explore it together.
And then where there's deviations, you're like, ooh,
Mhm.
okay, I thought 2 + 2 = 4. You said 5. How did you, okay, where
Show
is that?
me
Yeah, show me your
where
work.
that fifth. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But then
Yeah.
you're like, I get it. Oh, it's because you were factoring this in. Okay, that's why. I mean, and then we could
Mhm.
talk about karma and all these things, but that is how, I mean, if you think of like all of us as our karma as these like mathematical equations, right? And then voting for leaders, and what that is asking us to do is show me the result of your equation. Let's all, and everybody's on the chalkboard showing their math. And a lot of us are like, that's not right. But half of us react like, you fucking idiot, you got the wrong answer. And we are accusatory and mean about these answers that people are producing. Whereas if we were just like, how did you do that math? How'd that math work out?
Right.
Like if you could just actually be like, and then have a discussion together, then you could actually better understand how we all arrived at this point.
There are so many conversations I would love to listen to. Like a scientist that says climate change isn't real and a scientist that says it is real. And I want to really genuinely listen to both.
Yeah.
Completely like as if I'm a newborn baby without any like preconceived notions of what's true. I want to just listen, and I want to see how they are able to relate to each other's, like you said, the work, the science, the how did
Imagine a
you
chalkboard where they write all the things out, and this is how I arrived at my answer.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And all of us, our job is to stay open and to stay online, to keep our heart open, because yes, it comes with the risk of feeling pain, but ultimately, if we keep our heart online, the pain makes us better people. The pain makes us better people, and it makes the world better because, again, it allows us to have compassion for one another and curiosity for one another. And when we give each other that grace, we're also able to feel worthy of receiving that grace when it does come back to us. And it always does come back to us. That's just the law of nature.
Yep.
So there's the unstruck sound.
Whew.
That is what unifies us.
Oh my gosh, what else to say? I literally dropped my pen. I dropped it. I was
Mic
like,
drop.
that's well done, ma'am.
It's a wrap. We did it.
I mean, I haven't, again, no notes. I'm done. I'm satisfied. I thought there was a lot of really great things to take away from this. And I hope that is something we can all practice now more than ever, it seems. I'm sure I'll keep saying that over and over as the years go on, but yeah, let's practice all the things we talked about. I'm going to hopefully get my booty to yoga today too. What about you?
I think I'm going to do that. There is a sauna here, and I think I'm going to go in there. And then I'm going to, once I'm like all warmed up and everything's open, I really just want to stretch. I don't want to do like
a class,
an intense asana today. I just kind of want to like hang out in a lot of forward folds and
get that block.
Get the block.
Yeah.
The yoga block.
Yeah.
Open the knot with the block.
Yes. The block is, I freaking love a yoga block, man. I really, really do. They're so helpful.
Me too.
Anyway, all right. I do have to get going. This is a really good talk. So I appreciate you as always.
I appreciate you too.
Well, enjoy the rest of your day in Boulder, and we will talk later, I'm sure. But in this capacity, we'll talk next week.
Sounds great.
All
love
right.
You. Love you. Love you.
Love you too. All right. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Ojas Oasis with Sasha Brzezinski. To learn more about Ayurvedic healing, please visit ojasoasis.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, have your smile. Hey y'all, Sasha here with a quick note before you go. If you've been listening to Ojas Oasis and are ready to explore what personalized Ayurvedic guidance with me could look like, I invite you to book a 30-minute strategy session with me. Normally, I charge $150 for a 30-minute consultation, but for podcast listeners, I'm offering this call for $100. We will discuss what you're hoping to create in your health and daily life. I'll share whether my approach feels like a good fit for you and what next steps might support you. You can book your session by clicking the link in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.